Jazz comes back from the bar with 2 Cokes and hands one of them to me. She says something, but I can't hear her. "The music's too loud. It's hurting my ears," I say. I notice there's lemon in my drink, and I did say to Jazz I didn't want lemon. "It's 10:38, I shout. "Mum and Dad said I should be back by 11. Jazz isn't listening. She's stood there with her drink, dancing in time to the music. There's a group of lads behind her, smiling. She's pretending not to notice, but I know she's seen them. She's a good dancer. Unlike me. "Come on, Meg. Come and have a dance," she says. I look at the floor. She knows I don't like dancing. Ever since Aisha Khan made fun of me at the college party. "Look at Megan," she said, far too loudly to her friends. "She even dances like a retard." This made me very sad. One of the boys has moved over to Jazz and is dancing behind her. He's really close, with his hands on her hips. I move over to Jazz and decide to tell her I'm going home. I've got £10 in my jacket pocket for the taxi. She says something to the boy and comes over to me. "Come on, Meg, don't be boring," she says. "Your mum and dad won't mind if you're a few minutes late. Besides, you're moving out soon." Next week, I am moving into what Mum calls structured, independent living. I'll have my own flat and I'll be able to watch TV when I want. Jazz has gone back to dancing with the boy. He's stood behind her, kissing her neck. Jazz always gets attention from boys. I never do. Maybe Aisha Khan is right. That's why boys never look twice at me. I'm outside the club. It's raining. There's people everywhere. Bright lights from taxis and cars. Noises. A police car. A siren shouting. Car horns. I put my hands over my ears and start walking towards the taxi rank. It's about a 5-minute walk. I'm gonna get wet. Suddenly I hear a voice behind me. "Hey, hang on." I turn around and see that it's one of the lads that was hanging around Jazz in the club. He looks a bit older. Maybe in his 30s. "I saw you in the club," he says. He's definitely good looking. Dark hair. And he's got that type of stubble that Jazz says feels like fine sandpaper when you kiss. I was hoping for a dance. I can feel myself turning red. I look away. I don't dance, I mutter. I'm still walking. The rain's running down my hair. I think he's seen how red I've gone, so I just keep my face down. "I'm Ali," he says. "I'm Megan," I reply. He says he knows. "I asked your friend in the club." He's really confident. He links my arm, and we chat. He's easy to talk to. Ali tells me he lives in a flat about 20 miles away. "Hey, do you want to meet up next week? Maybe the pub, if you don't like clubbing." "What, just me and you?" I say. He nods. I'll have to check with my mum." And then I realise it won't matter next week, because I'll be living on my own. He laughs and says, "How old are you?" 19, I say. He laughs again, but not in a bad way. He's teasing me, but not like Aisha Khan. As we get to the taxi rank, we swap details. And as I'm getting into the taxi, he kisses me on the lips. Jazz is right. It does feel like fine sandpaper. I'm now living in my own flat. Phil, my support worker, comes round every Tuesday at 4 o'clock after I finish college. He helps me with saving money, budgeting, he calls it. He gives me loads of advice and tells me about healthy things I could cook. Ali and I have been going out for about 3 weeks now. The first time I asked him, we were walking in the park. So, are we boyfriend and girlfriend now? I asked. He nodded. I've never had a boyfriend before, I say. Mum and Dad will be excited to meet you. He's quiet for a few minutes. Maybe it's better if you don't tell them straight away about me. They might freak out because I'm older. Besides, you've got your independence now. You don't have to tell them everything. He's probably right. Mum and Dad do worry about me a lot. Anyway, from what you've said, he says, it sounds a bit like they treat you like a child. Ali's right. And he doesn't treat me that way. I think that's one of the reasons why I love him. A few days later, Ali invites me to his flat. It's a Wednesday, and I tell him I'm at college that day. Missing a few lessons isn't going to make any difference, he says. I get the bus to Ali's flat, because it's quite a way to the next town. Ali greets me, and he lives above a pizza shop. We walk up a flight of stairs and he unlocks the door. Sorry about the mess, he says. I really need to paint the flat, but money's a bit tight at the minute. I'm not really sure what Ali does for a job. This and that, he said to me once. I work from home a lot. He sits next to me on the grey settee. I like your dress, Megan, he says. I bought it on Saturday in town. I went with Jazz and she helped me choose it. She knows about fashion. I'm going to make you look cool, she said. I haven't told her about Ali yet, but I think she might know him, or she knows his friends. And I haven't told Phil, my support worker, yet either. It's best if we don't really tell anyone at the moment, Ali says. We don't want anyone interfering. Ali's slowly stroking my leg as we sit on the settee. He must feel me tense up. Are you okay? He says. I tell him I'm still a virgin. It's all right, he says, kissing my neck. It'll be fine. We are boyfriend and girlfriend after all. He takes my hand and leads me into the bedroom. Afterwards, Ali takes me downstairs and buys me a pizza. I'm smiling. I feel different somehow. I wait outside while he orders, and I can see him talking to the man behind the counter. I can't hear what they're saying, but they are laughing. Jazz said after the first time she had sex, she felt amazing. I think I feel that way too. I wish I could tell Mum and Dad I had a boyfriend. But Ali's right. They still think I'm a little child. One Tuesday afternoon, I'm walking to Ali's flat. The sun is shining and I'm feeling happy. I hear my phone beep. It's a voicemail from Phil. "Hi Megan, I'm at your flat but you don't seem to be in. I'm just checking that you're okay. This is the 3rd week I haven't seen you. I can change the time if it's more convenient." When I get to Ali's flat, there are 2 men there. They're drinking vodka and laughing. I recognise one of them. It's the man from the pizza shop. Ali comes over and kisses me on the cheek. "Hi babe," he says, and leads me into the kitchen. Look who's here. Jazz is standing by the fridge and she has a bottle of beer in her hand. I'm surprised to see her. "I didn't know you were a friend of Ali's," I said. "Yeah, I've known him years. And his mates, you know, the guys from the club," she says. "I'm glad to see Jazz." Ali says he needs to speak to me. "I'll catch you in a bit," says Jazz, and goes back into the sitting room. Ali opens a bottle of beer and closes the kitchen door. "Megan," Ali says, while he opens his bottle, "I need you to do something for me." A few minutes later, I'm sitting on the bed in the spare room. The pizza shop man, people just call me Sab, he tells me, is taking off his jacket and unbuckling the belt on his trousers. He tells me to undress. Slowly I take off my dress. My hands are shaking a bit and I think he notices. "It's okay, Megan. Don't be frightened. Hey, I'll get you some chips afterwards." Then he's on top of me, pushing me back onto the bed. He's fat and he's sweating and I feel pinned down under his weight. I can't breathe properly. He smells of fried food. And I try and turn my head away, but he pushes me to face him again. "Look at me, Megan," he says, holding the back of my head. I'm scared. I close my eyes. I feel drops of sweat falling off his face onto mine. I want it to stop. I'm willing it to stop while I hear the words Ali spoke to me in the kitchen, fragmented in my head. "You know I love you. I need the money. We need the money. We'll have a better life and get married and move away. If you love me, you'll do it for me. And then it's over." The man, Sab, gets off me and starts to dress. He doesn't look at me. When I return to the sitting room, Jazz is there. She smiles at me and mouths, "Are you okay?" I nod, but I feel sad inside. I feel sore all over. When Ali shows Sab out of the flat, I tell Jazz that Phil has been leaving voicemails, wondering where I am. "Give me your phone," she says. And I ask her why she wants it. "I'll text this Phil. Tell him you don't need him to come round anymore. I'm not sure about this, but he helps me plan my meals," I say. Jazz smiles. "Don't worry, Megan," she says. "I'm sure Sab will sort you out for food. You won't starve." Reluctantly, I give her the phone. She takes it. "All done," she says. "Tomorrow, I need you to ring the support agency and tell them that you don't need their help anymore. It'll back up the text I just sent." She must see the tears in my eyes. She glances at the door and whispers, "Everything will be fine, Megan. Just do what they say and don't tell anyone else. I look at her and see she looks sad too. And I notice there's a small bruise under her left eye. Ali's talking to Sab on the stairwell. Jazz quickly gets off the settee and picks up a coat that's lying on the chair. She gets a pencil and an old bus ticket out of her coat and she writes something on it. Then she quickly puts the bus ticket into the back pocket of my jeans. "Don't tell Ali," she says. Jazz has just put the pencil back in her coat when Ali comes back in. "Hey Megan," he says, "I've got you a present." He hands me a bag. "Open it," he says. Inside the bag, it's a new dress. "Red," he says. "Your favourite colour?" He puts his arms around me, and I start crying. "Don't cry, Megan," he says. "It'll be okay. We'll save up, leave this place, get married, yeah?" I nod and try and smile. "I love my dress, Ali," I say quietly. "Thank you." I look across at Jazz, but she looks at the floor. For some reason, she won't look at me. It's Thursday, I think. Or maybe a Friday, I can't remember. I'm sitting on the bed in Ali's spare room. I'm wearing the red dress Ali bought me. My jeans are screwed up in the corner of the room. The curtains are shut, but it's still light outside. If I had my phone, I could check the time. Ali took that a while ago. The day I told him I needed to speak to Mum and Dad, as they'd been ringing me. "We're worried about you, Megan," Dad had said on his last message. "You haven't been to college for nearly 2 weeks. Please, contact us or we'll have to ring the police." I'll try the door again, but I know it'll still be locked. I can hear voices from the sitting room. Ali and others. They are laughing, and I can hear the clink of glasses. And the same routine. The men arrive. They laugh and drink, and then the door's unlocked, and one, sometimes 2 men come into the room where I'm waiting. "How long do I have to keep doing this?" I asked Ali last night. "As long as it takes," he said. I know he loves me. He tells me, although less than he did. And he buys me presents. Tells me we'll be together forever. But I wish I could see Mum and Dad. I miss them. And Jazz, I don't see her much now. I overheard Ali and someone talking the other day. They were angry. Said she'd disappeared. I heard Ali say, I'll find the bitch. Suddenly I remember the bus ticket Jazz has put in my pocket. It must have been nearly 2 weeks ago and I'd forgotten. I find the ticket in my pocket. The writing's not neat. It's written in a rush and it's faded, but I make out the words Modern Slavery Helpline and a phone number. If only I had my phone. I could ring the number. Or maybe they could help Ali and me.